Hello, Hawaii and the Ticked Off Music Festivals. I am so sorry to not be with you in person. Thank you for bringing me in on video, and hello, all you beautiful souls. I love Ticked Off Music Festivals. Thank you, Greg Kirk. You are such a genius. This is our 5th festival in less than 3 years' time, and we are expanding. We will be going international. Toronto welcomes us in 2017. These festivals have been and continue to be my most rewarding experience working with the Lyme disease community in a continuing basis. We are touching the lives of thousands around this country and the globe, bringing awareness, bringing education, fundraising, and music together in a beautiful setting in beautiful cities as we face the exploding healthcare crisis of Lyme disease. All of you here with me today know that this epidemic is surging. It is the fastest growing infectious illness of our time. In fact, it is the epidemic of the 21st century. Every 30 or 35 years, we witness an explosive healthcare crisis that wreaks its damage across mankind. If we look backwards in time, we can see the trends. We see AIDS in the 1980s. We see polio before that. Before that, it was tuberculosis, malaria, yellow fever, and guess what? We are waking up to the seriousness of what is happening with Lyme disease, and sadly, our medical community has not understood how much suffering is going on. Back in the 70s, when Lyme disease was first pinpointed on the shores of Connecticut, we did not realize that this illness had long-term ramifications. The Infectious Disease Society and the Center for Disease Control neatly defined it as an acute illness and thought that 2 weeks of antibiotics would take care of this condition. However, we've learned the hard way 40 years later through clinical discoveries and stories like mine and yours that this illness takes a chronic form. When it moves from the bloodstream into the connective tissues, into our joints, and into the organs and different systems of our body, it starts to wreak serious damages. Inflammation sets in, and sad to say, it starts mimicking lots of other disorders. So many of you have gone misdiagnosed or undiagnosed for years and have ended up with all sorts of things like autoimmune disorders, chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, and even mental conditions when the organism hits the brain. I'm a survivor, Greg Kirk is a survivor, and many of you in the audience are survivors and are working on your recovery. And I want to say you can do it. It was a 10-year battle for me. It was a long battle, but it worked. I have a unique story which I share in my book, Out of the Woods, which has become an award winner. And I have a second chance at life because I survived the calamity of this illness. And I want to give you the hope and encouragement that you can do it too. This takes willpower. This takes determination. This takes resources that many of us actually don't believe we have. It takes a lot of work on the inside, but it also takes a team of others to help you get well. This illness requires the integrative medicine approach. An early infection, as you know, can be addressed with quick, aggressive antibiotic therapy. But when the illness has progressed beyond those early weeks and few months and has been not properly diagnosed because of the faulty lab testing, we all know the ELISA test that's 40 years old, it's so outdated, has a 70% inaccuracy rate, and we have to turn to specialty labs. And currently, the specialty lab that we all rely on is IGeneX out in California, and we have some other good labs too, Clongin, Fry Laboratories, Europe has some, but the traditional doctor, our traditional doctors, sadly are driving in the dark. They're given such little information in medical school. They get 15 minutes only on Lyme disease, and they're given an acute picture, that flu-like symptoms, the bone pains and the headaches that the early infection induces. But they do not know what the chronic picture looks like. However, we have a few sterling doctors through ILADS, International Lyme and Associated Disease Society, that have been working so hard to educate other doctors on what the chronic nature of this illness looks like so that you can get well. And getting well, as I said, includes more than antibiotic therapy. In fact, it includes rebuilding all the damages and depletions that the infection induces. Because when it infects your body, it hits different systems, your endocrine system, your nervous system, your poor adrenal glands are in overdrive. It can hit any lining. It loves the mucosal linings. It loves the fatty tissues of the body. It loves the fascia of the muscles. That's why it looks like fibromyalgia. Or it hits the meninges of the brain and it looks like meningitis and migraines. So we need integrative medicine, and sad to say the United States is one of the few Western countries of our world that does not have integrative medicine as part of its national healthcare system. So I encourage all of you, seek out Lyme literate naturopaths, homeopaths, acupuncturists, functional medicine doctors, nurse practitioners who are ILADS trained and who have experience with Lyme disease, because I rebuilt my damages and depletions. I detoxified my system from all those endotoxins that the illness induces, and we killed off the infections with antimicrobial herbs. But I want to give you a pep talk. I want to tell you that you are not alone. I know many of you know about suffering. You know about despair. You know about loneliness. You know about the feelings of betrayal that you have suffered through because you've fallen through the cracks of healthcare, and even your family members sometimes don't understand what it feels like on the inside. But I want to tell you that you're not alone. You're here today at the Ticked Off Music Festivals because we all share something in common. We share the story of mismanaged Lyme disease. And we are here because we care. We care about ourselves, we care about our loved ones, we care about our neighbors, and we even care about complete strangers, because we do not want this to continue. We cannot accept the lack of education, the mismanagement, the political denial, and misunderstanding surrounding this epidemic. We need to band together. And we are. The Ticked Off Music Festivals are a beautiful example of synergy, bringing music and education and philanthropy together to educate our world. And I want to know and tell you that we can make change. We can make progress. It's a grassroots effort. Look what happened to AIDS in the 1980s. It took the grassroots efforts of people banding together to make change. We will make change with Lyme disease. Thank you all for coming out today. Thank you for being here at the festival. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for our organizers. These events could not happen without our support groups and without the people on the ground. Greg Kirk and myself have a mission. And those that join us in the festival are amazing talent. Look at the performers that you have here with you today in Hawaii. Les Stroud, Mike Love, Melissa Cox, thank you all. Your hearts are so generous to bring your musical talent together with us. Music is a great unifier. Music is a healer. Music brings the vibration high. When we feel good, our immune systems work better, our neurotransmitters work better, and we ignite the mind, body, spirit pathway. Because healing is more than medicine. It's more than drugs. It's more than outside forces. It's what happens on the inside. So, Ticked Off Music Festival, all you beautiful people that are here in attendance, your camaraderie, you're lifting each other up. You are creating a surge. And Hawaii, You are such a special state. You are the poster child of what every state in the Union should be doing. Creating an event like this to bring awareness and education to your community. We need prevention taught in schools and in summer camps. We need repellents and all those kinds of merchandise available for everyone, including their pets, so they do not get infected. We need doctors and clinics. We want annual screenings nationwide. There needs to be better diagnostics tools, and of course we need therapies that I've discussed before. But I want to tell you, I believe that this all can happen, and step by step we are making a change. One droplet of rain does not feel like very much, but 1,000,000 droplets of rain is a thunderstorm. So we are going to create a thunderstorm of change. We are going to change the fabric of what we see with Lyme disease, and I want to give you one parting message. This is the epidemic of our era that asks us to unite the two hands of healthcare. It asks us to take the diagnostic tools and pharmaceutical weaponry of traditional allopathic medicine and marry it with the supportive, restorative tools of natural medicine, because two hands working together are better than one. And you are mighty, and you are brave, and you have personal power. And from the inside, you can use your inner tools of belief, of affirmation, of self-love, of hope, of creativity, and to surround yourself in beauty, because all of these are powerful allies that are in your own grasp. So, even though I'm not with you in personal presence, and oh man, I miss being with you, these festivals fill my heart. They're such great events. We touch each other's lives. I'm not with you personally, but I am with you in spirit. Thank you for bringing me in on video. I can't wait to see you all at the next event. I hope you have a smashingly great event. Let the stars shine tonight very bright and the beautiful Hawaiian skies. Thank you. It is my honor. I miss you. Blessings to all. Namaste and aloha.